Gordon off the rails. Gordon was resting in a siding. It's really very tiring to be such a large and splendid engine. One does have to keep up appearances so. At that moment, Henry came by. Peep, 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 peep. Hello, fatface, whistled Henry. Gordon had not seen Henry for some time. What a cheek, he spluttered. Fancy speaking to me like that. Me, who has never had an accident. Aren't there safety valve accidents? Percy asked innocently. No, indeed. High spirits might happen to any engine, replied Gordon huffily. But to come off the rails like Henry did, well, I ask you, he went on, is it right? Is it decent? A few days later, it was Henry's turn to take the express. Gordon watched him getting ready. Be careful, Henry, he said. You're not pulling the flying kipper now. Mind you keep on the rails today. Henry snorted away. Gordon yawned and went to sleep. But he didn't sleep for very long. Wake up, Gordon, said his driver. A special train is coming in and we're to pull it. Is it coaches or trucks? Asked Gordon sleepily. Trucks, said his driver. Trucks, said Gordon crossly. Huh. The men lit Gordon's fire and oiled him ready for the run. He needed to go on the turntable first so that he would be facing the right way. His fire was slow to start and wouldn't burn. They couldn't wait, so Edward was called to help Gordon to the turntable. I won't go, grumbled Gordon. Don't be silly, puffed Edward. At last, Gordon was on the turntable. Edward was uncoupled and he backed away. Gordon's driver and fireman jumped down to turn him round. The movement had shaken Gordon's fire so that it was soon burning nicely. Gordon was cross and he didn't care what he did. He waited until the table was halfway round and then his chance came. I'll show them, he hissed. He moved slowly forward to jam the turntable and stop it turning, but he couldn't stop himself. He slithered and slipped off the rails, down the embankment and settled in a ditch. Ooh! He hissed. Get me out, he called. His driver and fireman came to see him. Not a hope, said his driver. You're stuck, you silly great engine. Don't you understand that? They telephoned the Fact Controller. So, Gordon didn't want to take the special train of trucks and ran into a ditch, he answered from his office. What's that you say? He went on. The special's waiting? Well, tell Edward to take it, please. And Gordon? Oh, leave him where he is. We haven't time to bother with him now. So there was Gordon stuck in the ditch. Over on the other side, some little boys were chattering. Coo, they called. Doesn't he look silly? They'll never get him out. Then the boys began to sing. Silly old Gordon fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch. Silly old Gordon fell in a ditch, all on a Monday morning. Gordon lay in the ditch all day. Oh dear, he thought, I shall never get out. But that evening, the men brought floodlights. They used powerful jacks to lift Gordon and made a road of sleepers under his wheels to keep him out of the mud. Strong wire ropes were fastened to his back end, and James and Henry, pulling hard, at last managed to bring Gordon back to the rails. Late that night, Gordon crawled home, a sadder and wiser engine.